This week, we crash a flotilla, fail at finding a drift snorkel, fail again at actually getting to a snorkel. Then we turn things around, exploring New Plymouth with friends. We wrap things up by getting wrapped up in a Facebook post about our boat and whether we anchored too close. We've got a lot to cover.
'Cause even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh.
Our son and his girlfriend came for a visit once we got to the Abacos, and we popped over to a games day that a flotilla was having on the sandbar we had visited the week before. It looked like a lot of fun and gave us some ideas for the next leopard flotilla. All right, the sun is finally out and we can get off the boat and do some stuff in the water. So there's this drift snorkel dive over in this cut around the corner from where we're anchored. And if you go in right after high tide, the current will take you slowly and you can just float and look down and see stuff. Supposed to be some interesting things in there, so let's go take a look. Waiting in the dinghy again. That's the thing. Still waiting in the dinghy. Look, they're all just up there talking.
You making a road over there or what?
No, I'm just saying. I'm always standing in the dinghy. This is what I do. And we wonder why Willie is a little jumpy. Sometimes if it isn't obvious where to snorkel, we poke our head in first to find the spot. Unfortunately, we never found the drift dive, but we did find an old boat motor.
Did you find it? It's huge. Go down there and be real steady with your, Zach, when you're filming, try to keep your hand real steady.
Well, that was a bit of a bust. We went over there and got in the channel, floated, and all we saw was grass and a few rocks. No fish, no nothing. To make the most of it, we just decided to jump off the roof and swim around the boat a little bit before we head on. The boys found a giant sea cucumber, so that was kind of neat. We're gonna move up to a marina for a day because Zach and Shannon have to leave really early in the morning. Plus, it'll be nice to get long showers, swimming pools, power, fuel, all that stuff. So we're gonna have a marina day. All right, we are on our way to Green Turtle Key. It is really hot, like no wind, 95-ish degrees outside. So we're motoring. The plus side is that we're gonna go through Whale Key Cut, which is supposed to get pretty rough if there's any wind, and there's no wind, so it should be nice and smooth. We're gonna spend the next couple days in Green Turtle Key going and exploring, trying to do things in the water because it's just so hot. We've gotta get in the water to cool down. We're on our way to Beta Bay. We're dinging around instead of walking because we can. And it's beautiful. We decided to stop along the way at this beach and just look at stuff, look for shells. It's just, it's pretty stunning out here. We're on the very eastern edge of Green Turtle Key. Our snorkel plans got muddled when we encountered some really shallow water that sheared the pin off our friend's prop. Of course, I didn't record any of it, just the tow back. I did learn that Yamaha puts a spare inside the engine cowling, and Art got his dinghy back in order as soon as he got back to the boat. Today, we're gonna try something a little different. We are gonna rent a golf cart to explore Green Turtle Key. It's a cloudy day, it's not really a beach day, but I think there's a museum, there's definitely a bunch of beach bars, and so we'll go cruise around with our friends on Wayfinder. met up for our first drink with Wayfinder and Miss Emily's, the supposed inventor of the Goombay Punch, and it was really good. We then went to Papa Pete's, where they supposedly have the coldest beer in town. We had a beer and a snack, and then carried on. We took a long and bumpy road to Pineapples, where there was a happy hour going on. It was a cool place. They had a pool and a nice view of the harbor. The drinks were 2 for $1, and we ended up spending the rest of the day here. Things got a little rowdier as the day wore on, so we headed back to the boat. We went and picked up Will, then spent the rest of the evening listening to music and probably annoying most of the small marina. It was a really fun day, and we really enjoyed our new friends. A couple of days later, we found ourselves at the center of a post in a rather large sailing group on Facebook, and we weren't sure what to make of it. Our neighbors in the anchorage were concerned we had anchored too close, so they asked about it on Facebook, and I was a little mortified. Were we too close? Did we break some unspoken rule? Are we still looking like newbies? The Facebook discussion was good, surprisingly, and it seemed like most of the Facebook sailors thought we weren't too close. But the next morning I put the drone up just to try and get an idea if we were indeed too close. Once I got a bird's eye view, I felt better. This is Symphony, and this is our neighbor's boat. From a different angle, you can see the distance was pretty good. I ended up taking a picture from above and superimposing our boat several times between us to get an idea of the distance. With our boat being 45 feet long, this showed we were roughly 180 to 200 feet away. Plenty of space. I posted what we found on Facebook, then we decided to follow some of the advice from the group thread and see if our neighbors wanted to go grab a beer and talk about it. So we headed in to Nippers, one of the 2 party bars located near our anchorage in Great Guana Key. Nippers is located oceanside. It has 2 pools, lots of decks, a nice gift shop, and even a humidor with Cuban cigars. Getting there was a short walk from the anchorage, and there were a lot of people when we arrived. This place is located right on a very nice beach. It was a lot of fun to visit, play cards, have a beer, and grab a bite to eat. Afterwards, we headed down to the pool to meet up with Miriam and Frank, our boat neighbors, and they were fantastic folk. We laughed about the anchoring stuff and then spent the rest of the time trading information about places to go and things we've all learned along the way. Before we knew it, it was time to go. This is what I love about cruising. In general, everybody out here is in the same boat. We're all exploring, we're all learning, and everybody is really helpful. If you have a question or a problem, you go ask. You might end up making new friends in the process. Thanks for watching this week. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned next week where we dig into embracing change, one of the harder things we've learned out here. As always, follow us on Instagram if you want to keep up with us daily. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, this guy came up on me real quick, and he's in here. I'm gonna come out. Oh, see the claw right there? Look. Oh, you see him?